Hello, Ron Briggs, Blackmore, Vale Honey, and welcome back to the channel to what is the second part of June. Glorious morning, let's get on with it. So it's Wednesday the 19th of June, we're back on it. We've been away for a few days. I've been across to Ireland to see friends. Beautiful, beautiful country. But the Irish hospitality is excellent. So I think we need to go back on the diet again now. But loads to be getting on with. And obviously being away, life gets in the way, doesn't it? So I've got loads of beekeeping stuff to do and loads of other stuff to do. But we're back in the out apiary because it's 8:30 in the morning, but it's already 20 degrees. And the hive that you're sat on at the moment, the Nuke's just coming into sunshine. That one's in the shade. Those two are in the sunshine. The ones behind me are in the shade. So I thought I'd get up here early. Didn't even have time for a cup of tea this morning. We'll get up early, get this apiary done while it's still relatively cool and in the shade, and then we can get on with the rest of the day. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, so this is that little swarm we caught. If you remember, that was here. That was we came to use that box over there, and it already had a colony in it. Do you remember? I had to go home and get another box. So it's looking like it's now over 6 frames. So let's make sure everything's all right with it, and then this one might be due for going into a full-size colony. Let's have a look. Right, well, every frame, every cell there is stuffed with eggs of bit of a problem we've had today. I put all my hive tools in solution for cleaning before we came away, and I forgot to bring them out again. So all I've got on me is my spare hive tool. There's Queenie. Looking good. That's 2 frames of stores, 3 frames of brood, a little bit of stores. Got a little bit of space in there. We'll leave that just one more week, because I've got a feeling I might move this up to the out apiary. It's much easier to move it in a Nuke than it is in a full-size box. So, but yeah, that colony's looking great. This colony was a queen that had gone drone laying, but what we did, we replaced it. We've dispatched the queen, and we put a frame of brood in all stages that also had a queen cell on it in here, in the hope that they'll raise themselves a new queen. So when I looked at the records, she was due to have been mated, or she could have been mated maybe 3 days ago. So still early days yet, but we'll have a little look, see what's going on. Okay, so this is a little super frame, and this went in because I didn't have supers on, and I didn't have many full frames of stores, and obviously wanted to give them some stores, so we gave them a super frame. It's okay. Well, there's Queenie. Let's see if we've got any eggs. There's no eggs on that frame. Can you see? That's where the cell was. That's the cell she came out of. Again, no eggs in there, but there is plenty of pollen. They're bringing pollen in, so they're obviously getting ready for brood, I think, and they've drawn that frame out. So it's pretty much a case of leave it another week. She's probably mated. The way she's moving around would suggest that she's mated. The way the entourage of bees is following her around, and the fact that they're bringing in lots of pollen would mean hopefully she's mated and she's just coming in to lay. Right, good. That's another one done. So that's that inspection complete, and I think we did that at just the right time. The sun's on it fully now. Yeah, we had a few foragers that were still about, but because we always keep nice calm colonies, they were good as gold. So it's a nice easy inspection. I just had a quick look at the my records, and both those colonies were due to have mated queens or due to come into lay 2 days ago. So the fact that they haven't yet is really no problem, because we can go another couple of weeks before they go into lay. So yeah, so I've got no dramas about that. They'll hopefully, we'll leave it a week and hopefully we'll see some eggs and they'll be mated. So that's all quite cool. This apiary, in these two fields you can see behind me, they have sheeps in them to keep the grass down. They're back in again now. So when I arrive, they all come running over and I have to sort of shoo them all away in order that I can get the truck in. But then once I've been here for a minute and they realise that I'm not going to be feeding them, a stranger, they all wander down the bottom there. And I suspect within half an hour, 10 minutes, half an hour of me going, they'll be back at this end, because during the sun, they like to be in there in the shade. Right, haven't had a cup of tea yet this morning, so let's go and have one. So here we are then. I said it's going to be one of those days today. So daughter's just phoned me up, and at home we have got a swarm, which you can't see completely from where you are. So all stuck in amongst the tree here and the bushes. So that's another little job we've got to sort out. Now, I've just been up to the new apiary, just across the fields, and there's nothing in there that looked like it was due to be swarming. And we've just done, I haven't done these boxes, but all the boxes down here are all nukes with queens waiting to be mated, etc., etc. So this looks like a cast swarm, but it looks too big to be coming from one of those nukes. So not 100% sure. We'll go through the nukes later and just confirm it. And of course, the other thing is I've got no kit made up at the moment. So I've got a travel nuke box. We'll use that. We've got a frame, but it's only a DM1, but that'll do for now because it's drawn. It was a super frame. We'll put that in there when we shook them into it, give them something to hang on to start with. And then we'll have to sort them out another box. Now, what I am doing is I'm wearing my heavy-duty beekeeping rescue gloves, which you're thinking, what do I need those for? It's only a swarm. Well, I don't want to get stung. Not by the bees, but by the thorns and the stinger nettles and everything else that we're going to have to clear to get in there. So I will put the hood up, I'll put these on, and we'll get going. We'll clear ourselves a space to hopefully get to them. Right, hopefully you can see that. That's just the smaller part of it. So we're not going to shake those yet. What I'm going to do, I'll put them in there, just for the moment. Okay, so that's the smaller part we've put in the box. I don't want to shake them yet because I've got a feeling the queen's probably not in there, so they'll just come back out and go back over here again. So there we are. That's the swarm, not the biggest. So we've got access to it now. What we need to do, might need to do a bit more chopping, but the plan for this is, because that branch is just way too thick for me to cut through without disturbing them, is just to shake them into that box and hope we get the queen. Okay, so you saw me do the shake. That was from that tree there. Okay, we had the little branch. We shook those in first, and we did the big shake. We've put them all in the air again. But I don't know if you've noticed, there's nothing going back to there now. they're all up around this box, and they're all fanning, because I've left the top open ever so slightly, they're all fanning like crazy. So all these that you can see around on the actual stand are all the ones that we shook and flew into the air, but they are all going up into that box. So that's it. So we'll just leave that now for an hour or so, and then later on we can check the other colonies in the apiary just to make sure it isn't from us. And there we have it. That's that swarm taken. Okay, so still that same day, where it's afternoon, a bit shadier over that side of the apiary now, and we just got these nukes to go through. Wasn't that fussed whether I did them today, but because we've had that little cast swarm on the tree over there, just want to make sure it hasn't come from any of these. Shouldn't have done, but we'll see. So smoker's lit, let's get going. Now what's going to be interesting in this apiary today is there's queens. I've seen queens. On the last inspection we didn't see a single egg, so we are just about due on pretty much all of them to see mated queens. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nukes and 2 apideas. So be interesting to see how we go on today. Well, that one's grown quite well. Hello ladies, mind if I take a look? Ooh, that's a stinking warm one. Got the old cooling vest on as well today. Stores, which does make a difference. Although my head gets very hot, so I'm just sort of toying with the idea, see if I can get a sweatband or something like that to do the same for my head as what the jacket's doing for the body. Okay, so we've got the queen cell has emerged. It's just full of nectar. And again, full of nectar. No sign of a queen. Though again, they're festooning, which means they're trying to make wax, which is a good thing. Full of stores, that's nice. There she is. She looks a bit small. So I think virgin still. They are all at various different stages, these boxes. Without checking the notes, I can't remember. But this one went in fairly recently. Okay, so in this little apidea, we have got nectar and pollen. And if they're bringing in pollen, it means they've got babies or they're expecting to have babies to feed. So nectar and pollen on that one, and they've drawn the comb right outlet. And again, comb drawn right out of this one. Remember, we only give them a starter strip on these. There's the queen. And we got eggs. So there's Queenie. So that means she's mated. Yep, 1 day old eggs, so literally just mated. So we won't disturb her now for marking and clipping, but we need to find the queen excluder. And again, another lovely frame of they've drawn out. It's got stores in it. So good. That's a mated queen. And what we need to do for the apideas come with little queen excluders. So we need to put a little queen excluder on the front so she can't get out, because these swarm really, really quickly. And it's also best time to mark and clip them when they're in little apideas, because they're easier to find. That's good. Happy with that. Find a queen excluder and pop that in. Right, so that's cool. Mated queen in that one. The queen excluder's now in. Have a look at you. Okay, and you want to be a bit awkward, obviously. You've drawn the comb out. And you tried to sting me. You wasn't successful, but you tried. Yep, and there's eggs in this one. So, yep, full of eggs. Again, we have another mated queen. There she is, running along the bottom there. So again, mated queen in that one. And these are from those ones from the incubator, or some of them are. So that's really quite cool. So again, we need another queen excluder. Okay, so that's two mated queens. 3 mated queens. Oh no, that one wasn't mated, was it? Virgin in that one. So 2 mated queens, 1 virgin queen seen. Let's have a little look in this one. Stuck this one up. This is the one I think might have swarmed. Okay, so a little bit of a dilemma with this box. It's so full of bees, it needs to go into a full-size colony, but I don't think it's got a mated queen in here yet. So I'm loath to move it because she's got to be really, really close, if not already, which means she might have been doing her orientation flights. So all I'm doing is quick check for the queen, and then I shall take, because I can't see any eggs in there, I'll take it to the sunshine. Yeah, we've got eggs. Eggs and lots of them. We'll go through it, we'll try and find the queen. If we find her, we're going to mark and clip her now whilst we're here. And then what I'm going to do is, this box, I'll put an extension on it, knock up another 6 frames, and that'll be ready for ready to go out. They look quite calm. Well, definitely calm. Look at, do you understand what I mean by running now? They're not running all over the frame. They're just moving all nice and gentle. Yeah, I like this colony already. Okay, check for queen. There she is. She's over there. Just seen her. When you tell me she was over here, you must have seen her. Okay. Over there. Job done. Right, so that is mated queen. The temperament's beautiful on that one. So that's one that's ready to go out now for sale. But it's full. So we shall either this afternoon, this evening, or first thing in the morning, we'll knock up some frames, because we're going to need some for the Nuke boxes anyway. So, and we'll put an extension box on the top of that one. Now these 2 are not as old as these other ones, so I'm not expecting these to be mated yet. They could be. They're just about, today is the day that they could be. Nice full box of bees. Let's have a look. So there's Queenie, spot queen. And put this in the sunshine and have a look. Okay, I take it back. Mated queen. A mated queen. So that's good. And stores in there. Okay. Loads of space though. Okay, so this one is the same as the other white one. Yep. Yep. Eggs. So she's a mated. Morning. Still just morning. Friday the 20th of June. And well, as you can tell, we're up to the out apiary. Carnelians are looking good. I think I got it a bit wrong though. It was it's going to be really hot today, and I'm sure it will be this afternoon. So I figured I'd come up later in the day when all this is in shade. But then this morning's all been clouded over and breezy. So I thought, oh, I'll get on and get it done. And now I've arrived, the sun's come out, and it probably won't disappear into the shade for another couple of hours. So I think I got it a bit wrong. I think we're going to get a bit hot and sweaty on this one. But there we are. So all the colonies are flying. That's looking good. We're going to go for our normal trick. We're going to start at the end one and work our way back to the van. Right, so normal thing, if I come across anything that's interesting, I'll show you. Otherwise, it'll just be a straightforward inspection. Okay, I'm just taking you into this one with me. So these 3 colonies on the end here, actually 4 colonies. So the one on the end was a little swarm we took. It's okay, it's a bit pingy, a bit runny. Certainly don't like it as a colony, so we are going to requeen it. The one you're sat on, that's okay actually, that's not too bad, but not the nicest. I wouldn't, requeen from it for sure. And this one was really bad. This one has got a temperament of amber, because I go red, amber, green. And then you've got the green and yellow one there, which is also quite spicy. So what I want to do though is that today these have been fine. Whether that's because there's good flow on and the weather's good, who knows. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go through this, and you'll see what I mean when I start getting into them and they get up in my face as to what is maybe not acceptable. Christ, they're getting on with that though. And that's the thing though with these girls that are a little bit spicy. They are genuinely good honey producers. Oh, can you see how they're all in the air already? Although they're not as bad as they were when they were queenless. When they were queenless, they were horrible. Right, I do like their propolis as well. Okay, hello ladies. You can let me have an inspection of you. So this needs a super. So we've got to bring a super up for this. Right. So all I'm checking for today is their eggs, and have they got space? Because they certainly need more space for stores. Okay, that's stores on it. Can you see how they're all popping up now? And the closer I get to the front, the worse it's going to be, because that's where all the foragers are. Extremely young larvae, just no eggs. Because if I'd have seen eggs by now, that would have been the inspection finished. Or a quick look for queen cells. Eggs. Okay, we have got eggs. So I would imagine... yeah, eggs on both sides. Good. So we don't need to carry on that level. And again, we are going to have a little look through here. Just making sure we got no queen cells, because there was only one, or 1 and a bit frames of eggs that we saw. If I see the queen, that's just a bonus. I don't need to see her. You can be closed back up. And these propolis screens are coming off next inspection. Job done. Been on for 2 months then. And I think you'll be pleased with the amount of propolis on this one. Look at that. The envelopes. Let's bring up the envelopes next week. Okay, so we're done. No change in any of these, and if anything, they're a bit calmer. So probably because there's a flow on. All good. Yeah, every one of them's all good and getting on. That one, that had one of those. That had the queen excluder on, and the bees couldn't get through it, and it was absolutely rammed with bees. And obviously, because they couldn't get into the top, there was nothing in the nothing going on in the super, in the half brood. Now that's they've drawn out comb on 10 of those frames, and they've laid up 6 of them, and that's in a week. So that's that's good going. That one has now got mated queen in it, so but that's going to be moved later in the week. The carnies are doing really well, really well. They've both had an extra box today, and in fact, we must be getting to that part of the flow now, because they're all next week probably going to need a second box. So we'll bring a load up this week when we come and stack them on the extra stack there for when we need them. So yeah, and the little one there, which is the original carny, that one is still queen cell at the moment, so we're hoping that one develops. And I say that one, the box is full, so over the next couple of days we've got to get that away to the new apiary and get that in a full-size box. And as for that one, I'm going to be really, really interested to see how that develops, because obviously it's a carny queen that's going to be locally mated. So if she mates well, it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. So all in all good. I am boiling, so time for a cold drink. Morning, 22nd of June. God, this month's flying away again. So I'm trying to give you a flavour of what I do over the year. So I'm not showing you everything because it gets a bit repetitive, but life is still really busy. We've been rendering wax, we've been sorting out the spring honey and doing other bits and pieces. A little update on the honey house, which is brilliant. I'm really pleased with it. But because the way the sun goes, this window's south facing, it gets really hot in here. So I've got to think about some blinds. And the other thing I need to start thinking about is maybe some mesh screens so that I can keep the windows open. So that's something we've got to think about. Maybe I think it's probably going to be a winter project. So we've got some honey going on. We've finished jarring it. This little lot here is just for one customer. So we've got our runny honey, and our set honey is now all sorted. So we've got to get that lot out. Interesting thing might be going on with the uncapping table. We have just purchased a national uncapper, which we're going to modify the table to accept that, and that should, if it goes as I think it should, that should turn what is a really, really good piece of equipment into a bit of a game changer when it comes to the uncapping for the the hobbyist or maybe even the semi-commercial. So we've got that to look forward to. But let me show you what I've been doing. So over the last few weeks, we've been rendering the wax, getting the old wax out of the boxes from the Bailey comb changes, etc. So that on the left is all rendered wax, which will go for exchange foundation, and that little lump on the right is the cappings wax. And the other thing we've been sorting out, I've gone through all of it, as well as sorting out cappings wax, is the recovering the honey that's in it, which we're using as baker's honey. So that's quite cool. That'll be making candles and things. And She Must Be Obeyed is a potter. So we're actually coming up with some designs of maybe making some little pots and putting candles in them. So that's something to look forward to. So that's all been done. So what we're doing today is we are going to boil out some frames. So we've got the tin out ready to put the frames in. We've got that lot there and probably another dozen or so. So like I said, it was the 22nd of June and yesterday was the summer solstice. And that's quite significant in the natural world. And when it comes to our bees, because although we are probably not even mid-season yet in terms of the beekeeping season, the bees are now going into their winter prep. And what I was told once was any egg laid after the 21st would be a winter bee. And I don't think that's quite right, because that's what, 6 weeks before they'd go out foraging. 6 weeks from now does take us to the middle of August, but the sentiment's about right, isn't it? So we need to sort of take that on board as well, that the bees are starting to get ready for the winter, and we need to start thinking about what's coming ahead and getting ourselves prepared for it. So, and that's what I'm doing today. So one of the things I've got to do, you've seen that I've rendered all the wax and everything else. I've got a load of frames that need boiling, because I need to get a load of frames together, because next month is queen rearing. And then once we've done our queen rearing, we'll get our overwintered nukes out of that. So I'll need all the frames to go into the nukes ready to do it. So I'm going to need at least 60, maybe 72 frames. So all the frames that we've from the wax we've rendered, we'll get all those boiled today. We can let them dry, we can sheet them up again, and we'll be ready. So what I managed to pick up here is just a metal box in essence, and I think it was used for canning, Vale canning, but it's perfect. It's just the right size for the frames. So I've got it set up to my gas burner. Soda crystals. These come up occasionally in the budget shopping shops, etc., where they're really quite cheap. When they're on there, just empty the shelves out. You'll be surprised how much this you go through. Great for washing bee suits, locking up your solutions for when you clean all your hive tools and that kind of stuff. Just brilliant stuff. So what I do is in the tin, I fill this up with some water and this, mix it up, then I put the frames in and top it up. So let's get on and do that. So you see that it obviously with the water in it floats, but providing when you push it down, it submerges it, and that's a good thing about this machine. It has this which weights it down. That holds them down. Lid on the top. Let it do its thing. The first one takes a bit of time because you've got to wait for the water to boil. Once the water's boiled, it's just rotate them through. So those will come out, the next lot will go in, and then I'll show you what we'll do afterwards when we scrape them and clean them, and just keep it going top out of water if we need to. So, been a bit of a long day today, but we got everything achieved what we needed to achieve in terms of all the boiling up the frames, etc. They're all drying, and we'll get those sheeted up in the week. We didn't have to knock up some frames because we need to put a super on one of the colonies out in the apiary. So it's about 8:30 now of the evening. We've got some colonies to move. So we've got a couple of nukes which is going out to a customer. So that's what we're just going down to check now. So those need to be strapped up and go out. But all they'll be doing, we just put them in place, put them in the place they're going to live, open the fronts, leave them, and then go back at the weekend, and we'll transfer them to his full-size colony. So that is those two there. Oh, so that's good. So it's they've all, none of them are flying now. They're all finished. So we can get these strapped up, and we'll move them up to the end of the driveway, and then we'll jump in the car and we'll scoop them up, and we'll get on our way. So I think the customer's going to be happy with these. The top box is about where a nuke should be. It's sort of covering pretty much all the frames and ready to go into a full-size colony. But the camouflage one, that's just so much further ahead than where it really should be. That's just absolutely bursting out of its box. So we've had to put the extension on, but that's fine. He'll be happy with that because it's almost a full-size colony has been sold. So he'll be more than happy. Right, so let's get him in the back of the van and let's get him delivered. So here we are then with two nukes in their place in beautiful, beautiful surroundings. It's a big old manor house. I won't tell you where, but it's hidden in the countryside. And the friend of mine, fellow beekeeper, has managed to secure it to keep some hives on, which is absolutely brilliant. But the interesting thing was, these are the Castle Farm hive nukes. Never had them before. Bought two, different sort of polystyrene, etc. Walking across here with no suit on. All of a sudden I got stung on the wrist. I thought, what's that all about? Something's going on at the back there, look. Whereby there must be a hole or something in there. Because they're all pouring out of there, look. Anyway, we're leaving them now till Saturday. And then we'll come up and we'll swap into full-size colonies and we'll see what's going on with that. But there we go. Welcome to your new home, bees. So 10 o'clock at night, we're still at it. We're at the apiary. We've collected the two nukes, so we need to shut those up, strap those up there in the back of the truck. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this from there in the light, but how's that for a hive? I wish. We definitely need a ladder for that one. All that is we're running out of supers up here, so I have bought up 4 more supers. I'll bring another 4 up on the next inspection, and then we'll put 1 above every crown board on every hive, but they've just been stacked there for now, so that's cool. And then this colony at the end was the one that was rammed and needed another super, so either means me making another trip up here or doing it in the dark. So that's it, but the night isn't finished because we've still got to put those other nukes where they're going. Let's go and do that. So 10:30, we're still at it. So that nuke has now been put in place, and that was the one that had the carnelian queen in it, and the box is absolutely rammed. So what I've done, I've put it next to that other one, which was the swarm from a few weeks ago. It's got a red queen in it, and it's just building slowly. So now's the time we need to start thinking about what we're going to do going into winter, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back tomorrow. We'll put that in a full-size box. We'll dispatch the queen, the red queen in that one, and then we'll merge them 2 together. So all we need to do now is open up the entrance, and I've got no equipment on, so let's hope they don't all come flying out and I don't have to run off. So we'll look. Here they all come. Woohoo! Right, so 1 more colony to put in place back at home. New piece of equipment for the honey house arrived today. Lifting jack. So I don't know if any of you shopped on Temu. Seems to be doing more and more just lately. 2 of these, 12 quid. Now don't get me wrong, I'm quite a bit of stuff from Temu, and a load of it is a right load of old tat. But these have been really good. So why have I got these in the honey house? Well, quite simply, to lift up the spinner. Let me show you. So you know what it's like when you finish spinning and you've got a load of honey still in the bottom of the tank, and you get it out, and I don't know what you do, but I generally lift up the back of the spinner and let gravity do the work for me. So what I usually do, lift up the back of the spinner and then just put a wooden block underneath it like that. But what I've got now is saved me sort of round the back of the spinner trying to lift it up and put the block in without much space, is a pair of those lifters. So let me show you how they work. So first thing is put the brake on the front. Then all we simply do is push that underneath the back there, bring it on up. Yeah. And that's solid, that ain't going anywhere. Let me show you what it looks like from around the front. So there we are, simple as that. Finished. When you finish spinning, jack that up using the jack. That gives us just enough so that gravity can do the work for us and get the rest of the honey out. And even then, when we're cleaning it, little spatula in there just to pull all the honey forward. And I think that is going to make cleaning up just that little bit easier. So yeah, pleased with that. Nice little purchase. So here we are then. I think it's about the 24th of June, something like that. And I'm back up at the association apiary along with this young man who's our apiary manager, Gordon. So we've come along, we're mid-season now. The beginners courses is finished, the queen rearing course is finished, and all that's still going on now is the beginners course. So we've got so many hives up here from splits that we've done from queen rearing and splits that have been done from other various things. And if you remember what I was saying, the 21st is just gone, which was the longest day. So the bees are making prep for the winter, and we need to be thinking about that now. So what we're doing today, we're going to go through all these hives. Those that are weak, we're going to merge and build them up to nice strong hives going into the winter, put hives back together, etc., and just get on top of things again. So that's what we're doing for the rest of the day. Hello, 26th of June. We're up at the new apiary. A bit windy today. Sun's only just come out. I think it's out now for the rest of the afternoon, so I expect the temperature is going to climb. But anyway, all the bees are flying. So what we're doing today, we're leaving those 2. We only bought those up on Sunday. They're going to merge those 2 together. So the Nuke's now queenless. that had that carnelian in from the out apiary. I'll video that, but we're going to merge those together and probably do a separate interview. This little nuke we'll check today. The one on the end there we'll check. We'll see how these two are getting on. They're just weekly inspections, just a normal thing. We're looking for space. Has she got space to lay, space for stores, and no signs of swarming. It's all queen right. And then finally we'll end up on the one you're on, which I think should be just about there now for removing that bottom box. That's the one that had the Nasima. So let's get on with it. Okay, so this is the first one. We're just going to check this nuke. So I don't expect there to be anything amiss with it, but a friend of mine's lent me their GoPro. So what I want to do is I'm going to try to capture what I'm doing by two different cameras, because I'm very much aware that you spend a lot of time, if we're looking in the actual hives, not seeing me, just just the lower half of me and not seeing my face. So hopefully we can cut the two and improve the quality of the videos. But anyway, that's what that's all about. So anyway, we'll see. Right. So this was the little swarm that we caught. Well, actually, it came to the apiary, if you remember. Oh, that's building up nicely. Let's see what their temperament's like. So that wind has picked up, which is lovely, because in this suit, which is a BB wear, it's ventilated, so we're getting a nice breeze running through, which is nice, as long as it don't blow the cameras over. Right, brood, eggs, it's looking nice. Nice pattern of brood. So we'll decide what we're doing with this colony now. They appear fairly gentle. Yeah, full of eggs, young larvae. We mark the queen on this one. Bigger larvae. Plenty of stores, looking nice. Looking nice, girls. Your temperament's quite nice as well, isn't it? But then temperaments can be nice when they're nukes. And then they can turn a bit nasty. So I think what we'll do with this one, I quite like it. It's building nicely. We'll leave it in its box. And then we'll take it up to the out apiary tomorrow and put it in a full-size colony and give it a bit of time, see how it does. Or we might actually just put it into a full-size colony here. We'll see. We'll make some notes and make a decision. I used to be indecisive, now I'm not so sure. Right, I'd like to see your mama though, if I could, please. Because I can't remember if I've marked her. Look at that, that's a lovely frame, isn't it? Exactly as what you want. You've got the brood on both sides, and then the stores just around the top. Right, okay, so we've got brood on every frame now, so definitely wouldn't need to go in a box, because just about every cell's been laid now. There she is. Blue queen, spot the queen. Okay, so full-size colony for you. Like it. It's nice little start to an apiary inspection, that is. Right, here we go. So we're looking for a mated queen in this one. That's what we want to see. This was taken when we did the swarm, we did a split. Oh, there ain't so many bees in here. All right, girls, let's have a look at you. Let me show you. Not full. No sign of anything at the moment. And it should be by now. She should be made. Oh, actually, yeah, we got larvae. Do we have young larvae there? Cool, that's the only thing when the sun goes in. You can't get the sun behind you. I don't see any eggs. Yeah, we've got eggs and young larvae. So we have mated queen. Where are you then, sweetheart? Oh, there you are. Yeah, not the biggest. Orange in colour. You can see her. So we'll mark and clip you next time. Okay, cool. All right, okay. That'll do. We'll give you a bit of time, won't we? Because we don't think you've been mated that long. Okay, So this colony, which is a Damari one, or Damari, as I've been told it should be called, has not built up as much as I thought it would have done. But then we did hit it quite hard, didn't we? But everything is in here that's supposed to be in here, but they kind of got themselves restricted. So if we look in here, we've got literally frame of brood, completely stuffed frame of sealed brood, stuffed frame of sealed brood, brood in all stages, stuffed frame of sealed brood, brood in all stages, and it kind of peters out. So what I'm going to do is a thing called checkerboarding. So what we do, all simply do there is we put some blank frames, yeah, in amongst it. So I've got those two there where it starts. We're going to put just a frame with some foundation on in there. And then we'll put another one in there, like that. And then we'll close it all up. And what that'll do is hopefully encourage them to use those two frames as well and just help them build the box up quicker, because we've got, there's stores in the first box, but it's just at the front. Okay, so if you remember this colony then, this is the one swarm, that little swarm underneath. We've done we did the split. So let's see how they're getting on. And it's also the colony, if you remember, where we had one of those Simon the Beekeeper queen excluders on, and they just couldn't get up. So it's been 2 weeks since we removed that queen excluder. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on in this middle box now. So before we do that, let's have a quick look in this top one. That looks like they've drawn that out lovely. Oh, that's a good sign. Yeah, got a little bit of weight in there. Oh, this looks good. Right, so all we did with this one was, it was on brood and a half. No, it wasn't. It was just on a single brood with that queen excluder, and then we had this super on top of it. So all I did was remove, because it was stuffed in the bottom here, all I did was remove the queen excluder. So I got an opportunity to move up into this one if they wanted to as a half brood. Yeah, this one is now full of stores. Every oh hello, what we've got here though, he says. Yeah, no, full of stores. I was wondering if they've moved any on these middle ones to bring some brood up. No, stores. So what'll happen with your supers, brood and half, the bees will take as much as they need for brood, and then they push the stores up. So this one is completely rammed with stores, with nectar, with just a little bit of pollen on the bottom of it. So now, theoretically, they shouldn't come past this for brood, because it means the brood's in there. They might clear a little bit of space out of this one and move it up. So therefore, theoretically, we shouldn't now have to put a queen excluder on. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're not going to bother with a queen excluder, and we'll see how this pans out for the rest of the season. And again, what's nice with every colony in this apiary, none of them really need smoke. The only reason for the smoke there was to get them off of the lug, so that I could lift it up. I didn't squish one by accident. Yeah, every frame stuffed, good. So we did those splits after the swarm, and we've split it. The girls, because they've got space above, have decided just to stick to the front. Right, so there's loads of space in here for brood because we've got all those stores on there. So again, all we're simply going to do with this is some checkerboarding. So what we'll do, we'll separate the brood and we'll put some frames foundation in. That should then keep the brood down into this box, not the queen. But look at these bees, look at how they're moving. They're not runny, they're just nice and calm, they're just going about their business and doing what they need to do. That's lovely. Right, you go back in there, you need to be marked and clipped, because this was just a nice colony. So this is a new queen now, and she is mated. We'll just double check that. So yeah, it's looking good. So out apiary today, last inspection of the month, 29th of June. So It's only 8:30 in the morning, but it's a beautiful morning. Bit cloudy at the moment. It's 19 degrees out here, but it's going to get scorchio later. So we've come up really early. We've come up 8:30. All the bees are flying. We've bought up a pallet, a plastic pallet. So plastic pallets, really cool, but keep an eye out for them on Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, that sort of stuff. You can sometimes pick them up for free, which that one is. They make great bases in our apiaries just to keep boxes on and things off the floor for you. So we bought that up today. Going to go for all these colonies. Bought up a load of supers because I think a lot of them are going to need it. So yeah, it's just weekly inspection, see what's going on. All the bees seem to be flying. One or two of the hives seems to have taken a bit of time to wake up. So there's not going to be a lot going on today. It's just going to be straightforward inspection. In fact, not every single colony is going to be inspected. But what I'll do, same thing, if I come across anything interesting, I'll film it. Although the one thing that we are going to do today that we're going to look at is we have queen rearing coming up next month. So I need to pick my razor colony, and this is the week I need to make a decision on which queen or queens I'm going to use for my overwintered nukes. So, but whatever I do, I'll tell you about at the end. Right, smoker's lit, let's get on with it. Okay, so these girls in this hive have potentially got themselves a bit honey bound. So there is this brood box is completely stuffed. So, but not with brood. So what we've got here, we've got a frame of pollen, frame of nectar. Then we've got brood, 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 sort of half brood, nectar, nectar, nectar. And then there was a half frame on the end, super frame on the end, which had nothing in it. And then the box above it, directly above it, is completely rammed with stores. And then the box that we put on top of that has got absolutely nothing in it at all. So what they've done, they've run out of space for the brood. So that's always something. You've got to check the space for brood and stores. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slip a new frame in there. That gives them an extra frame to play with. And we'll remove that half one out the end, which had stores in it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to jiggle these up a bit. So what I'm going to do is the frames that are in there, which are obviously good and never had brood in, we'll move those up onto the top, and then we'll move some of the empty ones or the half full ones down to give her space to lay if she needs to. So that's what we're up to. So there we go, we've jiggled the frames up a little bit. We've taken 3 frames of stores, which were on the ends, which were quite obviously on the newer frames, and we've put those into the super, and we've taken some blank frames and we've spread those out in this box. So and she was actually laying in the center of this, so that's created more space, and hopefully that'll encourage him now to push some more honey up into the supers to give herself more space to lay. So that's that one sorted. Okay, so this is the one we put the super on Sunday night in the dark, which is unusual, not something you do that often, but it saved me an hour's round trip later on in the week. So this one then, so this one, the colony's a little bit spicy, but having checked the records, the queen in here is only 3 weeks old, so it's only now that her offspring should start to be to emerge. So these, we've got to give them a chance, obviously. You know, these it's a new queen, she's come from good stock, so over the next few weeks it might settle down, which will be quite nice. So we're not going to do anything with this one at the moment other than just weekly checks. But what we are going to do today, because today's the day, is we are going to remove this propolis screen and send it off, because part of that citizen science project. So I'll be honest, some people have said it's been a bit of a pain in the backside, because bees do, like you can see here, got 1 or 2 here, get stuck on the, you know, they fly on the top and then can't, especially the nurse bees, and can't work their way back down again. But it's only 1 or 2, and you know, you give it a flick before you put it back on, and it kind of is what it is really. But it's for a good project, and we need to be helping these things. So that's it. So it's finished now. So all we got to do is roll it up, put it in a bag, and send it off. So I wonder if we can roll this. Oh, they're probably going to have to. She said she wanted propolis. She's got it. Girl's not happy with that, are you? Give you a bit of a smack down. Right, I'm going to just take it. No, I won't. I'll do it down here. I don't want the girls to get back on it. So, the distractions say roll it up, put it in a bag, supplied, put the elastic bands supplied around it to secure it. And then it's come in a prepaid envelope. Then we slip it in there with a little questionnaire, which is all anonymous. And then we'll send it off to Jenny. That's not going to fit in there, is it? Like that. Some elastic bands here somewhere. There we go. They've been on for 2 months. And I think I did explain them to you, didn't I, in a previous thing. But she's an engineer by trade, not a beekeeper. And it's all to do with testing the textile strength of propolis. Right, so that is now done. So look at this propolis stuck up here. We've taken that off like spikes. So what I want to do is, while I'm here, I don't really need to go through this one. I know it's all good, but I just want to check the box that we put on Sunday, because it'd be really interesting. So that was 5 days ago. Let's see if they've done anything to that box just while we're here. And it's a full box. It's a brood box, because I think I said to you before, I like to have on pretty much all my pollies. I do put a brood box on as a super, because what that allows me to do then is next year that gives me, or even later on in the season, that will give me, once I've extracted it, all these frames of drawn comb, which are just like gold at the start of the season, aren't they? Right, are you doing anything to this, girls? Let's have a look. Drawn that out already. Partially drawn it out, fully drawn it out one side. They've drawn that out. Drawn that out. Drawn that out, drawn that out, drawn that out. So 1, 2, 3. I'm not storing it yet. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and a bit. 6 and a bit frames drawn out in 5 days. That's all right, isn't it? That's all right. So there we go. That's that inspection finished. And we're getting quite some towers now, although every one of those has got an empty super now on the top. But yeah, no, they're growing nicely. So onto the Carnolians. So the yellow one's doing really, really well. But what I've done, I've taken the queen and 1 frame of brood in all stages and a frame of stores. And they're in a Nuke in the back of the truck. They're in the Nuke there. They're coming with me and they're going to go in my observation hive. So the reason I've done that is I need a really big old box of bees for my queen rearing, which starts next month or next week. So that colony there is now going to be my cell raiser colony. So I'll explain all that next month and how we do that, but that's why I've done that. Then the blue one still still not showing a queen or any signs of eggs yet. But it's literally just been about there. I've just checked the notes, and it could have been, today really is the day we might have seen eggs, so we'll give that another week. Right, so that's that inspection complete. So there we are then. I think we'll wrap things up there. This is take 2. Take 1, a bee's just come up and bloody stung me on the shoulder. Don't know why. We're quite away from the bees, but there we go. So yeah, we'll finish there. All I've got left this month now, tomorrow, is the beginner's course. And that's it. So it's been another busy month. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope you're getting something from it. And we'll see you in July. Goodbye.